Oh, hey guys, Alex Khan here, big time fan of the Viper TV show. You know, I say I'm a big time fan, but I've never seen past season 1. That is, until now. Back in the 90s, I watched season 1. I never got around to seeing season 2. So I actually popped in season 2 this week because this is the 22nd anniversary when Viper went into syndication. And this week, guys, is the week of September 23, but that was back in 1996. So anyways, I watched the first episode, which is called Winner Take All, and I gotta say, I was actually blown away by this episode. I loved it. I heard so many horror stories about what season 2 was like, so I watched this episode. It had a great amount of car scenes. I liked the pacing of it a lot more than most of the episodes in season 1. That said, there were a lot of changes made. The biggest changes was, of course, the cast. In season 1, we had McCaffrey as the driver, and then in season 2, we got a whole new cast. The driver is now Jeff Kake. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but he was in Nasty Boys. He was in some soap operas. I love the performance. He's kind of a hard ass in the show, but I guess that kind of makes sense because he's now more in tune with the law. And when you're fighting as the law, you have to take a hard stance against crime. So I thought he was a great actor. I still love McCaffrey. He's an amazing guy. But I definitely like this new actor. And then we got some other characters here. We have this actress called Ali Farrow, and she's basically in charge of, you know, equipping the Viper with new technology, or just like making sure the technology is up to date and all that good stuff. Then we have this police liaison to the Viper team, played by Heather Medway. It's Detective Cameron Westlake, and I am liking her performances so far. I want to see more of her performances before I make an actual judgment on her. And then we got this guy, Joe Nepoti. He was in season 1 as well. So there was one person who returned to the show, and it was this guy. He was kind of the comic relief in season 1, but he always drove around in the best cars. He had a Cuda in the first season, and in the second season we see that he has a 72 Dodge Challenger. I think it's kind of funny. He's always wanting to drive the Viper, but his car's the best. It's a classic muscle car. But something different about this guy in season 2. In season 2, he loses his crazy accent that he had in the first season. I don't know why he did that. I can only speculate why. Either way, he's still a funny guy, but I think in season 1 he was bigger comic relief in season 1. And then Viper hasn't changed. Something did change with the RT-10. Most of the time that car drives around with the roof on top of it. In season 1, it always had the roof down. That's really no big concern because the Defender form remained unchanged. It's still really cool. Now, I loved episode 1, and before I move on to what I want to say, episode 1 is kind of strange. The villain in episode 1 of season 2, called Winner Takes All, it was this guy. Look at this. This is kind of weird. That's him. This is the villain in season 2, episode 1. That's Tim Thomerson. If you notice anything about him, he was in season 1 as a completely different villain. In season 1, he played the face. So when I saw this guy in season 2, I was kind of confused because in season 1, he was actually a good guy. He was a bad guy turned good. So, I was reading the IMDb. He plays a completely different character. I don't know why they chose the same actor to play a villain, like a big-time villain. I don't know why they did that because anyone who's watched season 1 would know who this guy is. Still a great actor. I was just kind of confused seeing him pop out of that semi-truck. Now, I just said I loved episode 1, so I didn't want to make a video until I saw episode 2. So I turned on episode 2 of season 2, which was called MiG 89, or it's some kind of MiG. It's about this new fighter plane that's in the works. Some bad guys steal the plans for it, make their own. But the point is, I hated that episode. It was bad. All my praises about episode 1 were lost in episode 2. In episode 2, I didn't really see much of the car until the finale scene. In the finale scene, it involves the Defender taking on the MiG airplane, and honestly, that scene was so fast. I didn't really care for it. It was cool seeing the new characters, but I didn't like the episode that much. So my mission is to watch all of season 2 and then form an opinion of what I think of season 2. But right now, I love season 1. Or I loved episode 1 of season 2. Hated episode 2. I'm starting to see some of the complaints that people had about season 2, and that was the show became more of a police drama and more episodic. I don't care about episodic episodes in general, but this one felt episodic, and it felt a lot more like a police drama, and there was very little about the Viper car in episode 2. So I want to see more of that, but I definitely wanted to start this season because this is the 22nd anniversary of this show going into syndication. This week is September 23, 2018. Again, it started in 1996 for this new syndication. So what are your opinions on season 2? Why did Joe Nepoti lose his accent? Why did they cast Tim Thomerson as 2 different characters in the same show? And does anybody know why McCaffrey left after season 1? I'm sure there's an answer out there. I didn't really research it myself, but I do like both drivers. So anyways, I just want to talk about that, and I'm very happy to be watching season 2. I've never seen this. It's been 22 years in the making, or however long it's been in the making, and I can't wait to watch the other two or 3 seasons. 3 seasons, because there's 4 seasons altogether. All right.